Hi everybody, this is Josh from Lucas Lighting. Over the last couple of weeks we've covered capacitance and digital variable resistance, and we know that the decoder is monitoring voltage and current and keeping them both steady. There are still two more benefits to this intelligent decoder, and those are reverse polarity correction and allows LEDs to work in series. Today we're covering reverse polarity correction. Okay, the very first thing I'm going to show you is how to get polarity from your headlight harness. So when you stab these guys in here, you're going to have 12.24 volts. You're going to have 12 volts or 14 volts, depending on if your car's running or not. You're just going to turn your headlights on, essentially, and just poke this 2-pin. Now, if it's 3-pin, like any kind of like H13 or anything like that, you don't have to worry about that because there's like no way you can plug that in wrong. But if you hook your meter to it backwards, you're going to see that there's negative voltage. So if you see negative voltage, you know that you just have to flip them. You're going to be in the DC volts setting, and then you're going to have red on red and black on black. So now, once you have that set up, you can take a Sharpie and you can mark plus, minus, or however you want to mark it to make sure that your polarity is correct, and then you can move forward from there. The other thing you can measure with your multimeter on the ohms setting, right there, and if you get some clamps, so if you take a regular incandescent bulb like this, okay, regular filament, okay, we're going to put the black on black, okay, and we're going to put red on red, like this. So forward polarity, you can see that we have half an ohm, right? Something like that. Now if I flip it, okay, black on red that time, red on black, okay, still 0.4 ohms, okay? So this will run forward or backwards, same resistance, right? Now, if there's a break in it anywhere, it's gonna say OL, which means that the filament's blown, right? So if these are hooked up and it says OL, it means that the filament itself is blown, okay? Now compare that to this guy. You can see that negative is on the left. So we're gonna go negative here. We're going to go positive here. When you do that, you actually get a very high ohm rating, right? Okay. Now, when we flip it, it's going to say OL because LEDs can only run one way, positive to negative. These will only run one way, every LED. It's just how they're made. Current will only flow one way through this, and is going to show up as essentially open in the other direction. Okay, let me show you that in real life here. So if we hook up this bulb to our test bench, it will light up in the forward and it will light up in the reverse, okay? Now if we plug a bulb in, it will work in forward. Flip it, it doesn't do anything. Okay, so this bulb's only going to work in one direction. Now, if we verify polarity on this decoder, so we're going to go with the red wire to the positive, so like this. So if we plug that into a decoder, and now we're going to look at the decoder and see what positive and negative is. Okay, so positive's right here. So we're going to put that in. Okay, lights up, right? Now, if I flip this 180 degrees and plug it in, it still works, okay? So without the decoder, this will only work one way. But if you plug the decoder in, you can flow current through this in either direction and this will light up, okay? If you plug this into the decoder incorrectly, 180 degrees, this won't light up actually. So this part has to be correct or it straight up won't work. And that's just red positive, black negative. All of our bulbs have plus or minus on them somewhere by the plug. And then so does the decoder itself. So the decoder itself has a positive and negative built right into it right there. Okay. Now one very important thing is, although this makes the LED pretty much like a incandescent in terms of it will run both ways now. Although it does this, we still very much recommend that you label your plug and make sure that this is going into the plug plus to plus, minus to minus. This thing is designed to run plus minus correct on this plug. It gives you reverse polarity correction just in case there's some kind of a circuit in your car that requires it. It's very rare that you're going to need the reverse polarity correction. It's kind of cool. If you've got a power supply or a test station, you can mess with this yourself. And it is cool to see that it will run both ways and it'll give you resistance both ways and things like that. So very cool piece with polarity correction, but we do want to make sure that we're hooking it up plus to plus, minus to minus when you get it into your car. And then everything that this thing will do for you will work as good as it possibly can. Coming up next, we will have the technical support contact information. Feel free to give me a call, a text, or an email, and I will answer all of your lighting questions. Thank you so much for watching. See you next week.